Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing or Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So this video is actually about what happened in St. Lucia, about palm-colored people taking over there, and the fact that they come on vacation. Okay, like there is this private public beach that they have, and it looks like they are also advertising the beach, like, they want to make the beach private. And I am asking, why is the government allowing something like that to happen? Because you cannot come into somebody's place or space and you want to take over their own land. I mean, trying to make life hard for the people and all that. When the people come to the beach to play, it's a tourist place, when they come around at the beach to play music and all that, and you are chasing them away because you think the music is loud for them. Do you think life is easier for them and they are going around looking for people to play music for at the beach and all that? It's either you give them money and tell them, please, then, there is how you act or you behave towards people. I mean, like, it kind of, but you cannot come to somebody's space and you want to, like, take over. That is unfair, that is not nice at all. So the way we speak to people and the way we respect people's culture, tradition, and all that matters. Let's stop making life, probably because we have the privilege, we can just come into somewhere and make people's life really hard when they are already going through it. I mean, that is really very unfair. And the government should also look for a way to in their own space, because the more you all start, losing some spaces, and that is the end of it for you. Let's get into this video.
So it appears that y'all favorite traveling colonizer Kyles and Karens tried to bring that gentrifier spirit into St. Lucia, and the people were not having it. Apparently, the colonizers bought a hotel in St. Lucia, but put a sign up that said private property, no trespassing. So this is what the people did. This is probably one of my favorite signs from the protest. It says, colonization never had a conscience. So to the video that I did about local Jamaicans not being allowed on their own beaches, and how Westerners have complained about the seasoning and the spiciness of the food in Jamaica and Mexico, and the most recent video that I did about Sinaloa and the people complaining about the music on the beaches. This is the energy that local communities need to have. Because if you don't make your presence known, if you don't say anything or do anything, there is a domino effect that is guaranteed to happen, where these privately owned condominiums, Airbnbs, hotels are only going to cater to those folks, pushing away and whitewashing the true essence of the food, the language, the music, and the actual soul of the destination. So it appears that y'all favorite traveling colonizer Kyles and Karens tried to...
So I am loving every minute of this. And I have a thing about people going other places and putting their Americanized expectations on other countries. Like, we need to stop. And I feel the same way about, like, California. I think that there needs to be guidelines on who comes in the country, because if there's some rapist or pedophile, obviously we don't want it. But we're close to Mexico. I'm 2-hour drive from Mexico. We should be speaking Spanish in this country, but I digress. So a good friend of mine, actually friends, it's a whole family, they moved to South Africa. They were pretty big in the music industry. They started an entertainment company, and they have some of the biggest artists over in Africa, but they were big here, but then moved there, and then they have a wave. I'm not going to mention who they are because I don't want to put them in this. But so they came to visit because I'm auntie to their children. And he was like, yeah, we were out and, some of the whites came in, and I'm not racist, so whites, calm down, came in and they were trying to demand something, and he checked them. And it was so quick before the police came in and had them riled up, gone. Like, they are not putting up with that stuff. They didn't take, the whites in South Africa out when apartheid was, abolished, but they're letting them know, like, don't even try it. So I was dying laughing. So to hear this is now, how are you going to go to Mexican Beach and tell them to stop playing music? I would rather you go up to the mariachi and say, I really appreciate you performing, but I have the biggest headache. Like, I can't, like, can you mind just moving a little bit down? It's just not sounding good to me. And give them a tip. Like, these people are in impoverished countries. Stop being going over there and being entitled. Go to frickin' Hawaii. It's still the U.S. So anyway, I'm loving this. These countries need to stand up to us. We are assholes. and I'm going to say us, all of us, because I've seen black people go to other countries. It's like with the girl, like, what was it? What country was that? And they threw her in jail. Like, you can't, oh, it was Dubai. You can't go to another country and run amok. Have respect for other people's traditions, rules, and regulations, people. It's not common sense. It's not hard to get. But I'm loving it.
The locals of St. Lucia are protesting because white people are moving there, buying up property, and privatizing public beaches. And if you don't believe me, take a look at this ad.
Has its own private beach that's very sandy. The waters are calm, and there's lots of water sports, perfect for paddleboarding and kayaking. They have kayaking, stand-up paddleboarding, great lounge chairs, a nice sandy beach. The beach here at Calabash Cove is excellent. You have your own private area with a pier that you can have some dinners on. They have a grassy area or a sandy area, because not everybody loves getting sand on their.
Now, the problem with this ad is that it states that the beaches are private when in fact it's actually public. And the locals have been protesting how these white people have been putting up signs keeping them off their own beaches. So you know what they did? They took back their own beaches. Watch. Now, this video was posted yesterday, and this was a protest at Fair Helen Beach. As you can see, there were a lot of locals there, and it bothered the white people there so much that they had to walk away. For anyone wondering what the song they were playing in the background, it was this right here. And I gotta say, it's a great choice of song that they played during this protest. But yeah, I'm glad that the locals are taking back their own beaches because this is just ridiculous right here. Tell me, what do you guys think of this? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, make sure you share this with friends and give me a follow. Buying up property and...
Some of y'all have a very selfish mentality, and I'm referring to the colonizers, the European Anglo-Saxons. You know, it's typical how you guys feel that you should take a land, you know, just like how your ancestors did in Plymouth Rock, Bay, and many other places. You know, it's ridiculous. Then you wonder why people come after you guys all the time. And you wonder, and then you talk about how we always making slurs and hates and stuff because you guys don't believe in equality. Now, if I buy a land and it so happens to be in near the ocean, so what are you going to do? You're going to buy the ocean too and say that you own that too? I mean, come on. But you know what? You got to blame the country, because the country should make that be make a law to prohibit the people them to say that you cannot own a private beach, because this is segregated to this is basically to the land. How can you guys turn around and say that you have sovereignty and independence when you can't even make your people feel independent? And it's not only in St. Lucia. In Puerto Rico, they were doing that until the people them came together and they joined together and protest. And y'all need to stand on it. Jamaica, I don't know what they were doing. They were protesting. Then apparently they said that there's still private beaches there. That means you didn't protest enough. Okay? They were doing that in Hawaii. Like, hello, just last year, all of a sudden there was some forest fire. And then the people them in the elites, their houses were okay. All right? These are primary examples of people trying to colonize. And there needs to be a decolonization. And the country needs to turn around and let them know that you're only buying the land. And if you so happen to buy the land and there's a beach there, it's supposed to be for everyone, not just only for you alone. Now, you couldn't do that when you was in America or Europe, because they give you the land and they tell you that it's not prohibited for you to own your land or your lakes or this or whatever. You pretty much had to share that. And then if they want to have a private beach, then that's when you go up on the taxes on them. And then trust me, they will sing a different tune. You guys need to stop doing that. And I mean, all of you Anglo-Saxons, Europeans need to stop doing that. Stop building schools and then turning around and making it be like a slave camp or some kind of thing like that. Bring in all your negativity, colonization attitude and mindset, okay? This is not your land. This belongs to the natives and the indigenous of the St. Lucia, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Jamaica, Trinidad, Tobago, and all the Caribbean stations. Yeah, but you see, you got to blame the government for that, because their government allows all that foolishness because they're too damn greedy. And 9/10 of the time, I bet you those people don't pay taxes. When they have these resorts, all of these stuff and everything, they don't pay taxes. And if they do pay taxes, they keep it segregated. All right? Y'all need to stop doing that for real. But like I said,
In every action, there's a reaction. The action is from the government, and the reaction is them coming with their colonization mentality. Get up, stand up for your rights. For my people, get up, stand up for your rights.
I just saw a video of black people rejoicing because the people of St. Lucia have stood up to the colonizers who refused to allow them access to public beaches because they purchased a hotel and put private property, no trespassing on the fucking beach. If you have traveled, I have been to St. Lucia. If you have traveled around, you would know that St. Lucia is not alone. They've done it in Martinique. They've done it in Haiti. They've done it in Guadeloupe. They've done it in Jamaica. They've done it in most of the Caribbean islands. These white people, these colonizers, they go to these islands and want to claim land that's not theirs. This is what they do. We know that. They've done it in South Africa, Namibia, Zimbabwe. We know that. This is what they do. They go down to your country and they want to exert some type of white privilege. They believe that delusionally that they have everywhere in the world. It's black people that have to stop access to them. You understand? If you stop giving them access, then they can't come into your own country and say, hey, this is ours now. You can no longer use it. You understand? They do that shit in the black community because black people here give them access. We can't go to a certain park because they all of a sudden move to the neighborhood. Man, fuck them. You understand? We have to collectively put a stop to these people because every time you give them access, then they want control. That is what they do. That is their nature. You understand? We shouldn't have to fight for things that belong to us. Just like they stole, the whole Central Park from black people and other beaches in California. That's what they're doing in the Caribbean. It's a global thing. They share these fucking ideals. You understand? They don't isolate themselves. They collectively do shit to us. That's why we have to collectively stop them.
So the people of St. Lucia's are protesting because white people are moving there, buying a property, privatizing the public beaches, and then posting stuff like this. Watch.
It has its own private beach that's very sandy, the waters are calm, and there's lots of water sports perfect for paddleboarding and kayaking. They have kayaking and paddleboarding, great lounge chairs, a nice sandy beach. The beach here at Calabash Cove is excellent. You have your own private area with a pier that you can have some dinners on. They have a grassy area or a sandy area, because not everybody loves getting sand on their feet, so I like the grass option.
You heard in that video continue to say private, right? The beaches in St. Lucia's are not private. They may seem private, but they're all public. So what the people of St. Lucia's have been protesting is white people literally putting up signs, keeping them off their own beaches. And their protest is working because this was on Fair Helen Beach. And in the video, you can see white people just be like, no, I'm out of here if there's going to be a lot of the locals here. Also, in the video, they can be heard singing a protest song called Jack, the Beach is Mine by the Mighty Gabby. With lyrics like, Jack don't want me to bathe on my beach. And look, the beach is mine. I can bathe anytime despite what they say. I go there anyway. The people of St. Lucia did the right thing because these are the new colonizers. They're moving to these areas, pushing out the locals, and then making videos to show other white people how to do it.
This is all I got from this, and trust me, everything about this video is very wrong if this is what is happening in St. Lucia, right? And I don't know, but man, how do the government also allow things like this to happen? I am not saying people do not migrate and all that to other places, but when you go to other people's places, you respect their culture, you respect the people also, not looking for a way to push the people out. Because if you push them out, where will they go? How do you want them to feel? Like all of a sudden you all want to make a public beach to a private beach. Where do you want the people? The owner of the land, where do you want them to go? Where do you want them to swim? All these are the things I look at. I am like, where is the government? Where are they? And all this are happening. See, first of all, you have to protect your own citizens, because if you do not protect your citizens, other people can come in there and make life really hard for them. This is just like, I don't know how to say it, but the more they allow something like this to happen, the more the people that are already in there tell other people, man, come over here, you can do this, you can do that. And then in the end, the people that are supposed to live freely in their own country and all that are in fear. You can imagine going to probably a black like let's say going to Ghana, and when you get to Ghana, you find out that there is what they call white only part or all white party and all that. Black person is not supposed to come there. I mean, what do you mean? What do you mean that you are in another man's country and you are telling me that I mean, there is a club or a food for just only white people, so a black person cannot go there? So the more they allow things like this to happen, the problem it becomes like, you know, in the end, you might find out that they will end up pushing them out and having their way. I remember some certain things that I read about in South Africa about one man who actually went somewhere with his friend to go and eat, and it was his friend who is also a colored person that stood up for him, telling them that how would they do something like that? Like, you are not even, I mean, he was really, I think he made a scene there that got media's attention and all that. Like, you are in a black man's land and you are telling the person that you cannot come in there because, I mean, because of his skin color and all that. And these are the things we look out, like, you know, we look at, and then they tell us not to talk about racism, because when you talk about it, I mean, it's going to continue, it's not going to go away. But we see that when we are not talking about it, I mean, it's becoming more and more, and making people's lives kind of really very hard and all that. So this is just a very wrong move, and the earlier they stop this, the better for them, because in the end, the people of St. Lucia's will be the ones to suffer it most, because, like, you know, you can imagine, it's just like me. See, I do not have a problem if you do not like a particular place, or you do not like loud music, you do not like Spanish, do not go there for vacation. This is what I am saying. If there is something you do not like about a certain people, if there is something that you do not go there. So you do not respect their culture. When you go to people's places and all that, you have to respect their culture, their food, everything that got to do with them. If their food is pepperish and all that, it's either you say you do not want pepperish food, or you want, please, can you not act so, I mean, just be respectful with that, right? So I think by respecting other people's culture and tradition, they can also reciprocate the same love to you. So it's all love and light. We should not, like, you know, do things because we have more privilege than the other people, like going to people's place and chasing them away or making life kind of harder for them and the rest of it. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.